They're sussing each other out. He's not scary. He just pretends. Good morning, everybody. This is The Opinionated Woman, and welcome to another reading vlog. As you can see, it's Tuesday. My week started off in a good way, as you can tell, but in a more unusual way than I expected. I'm just going to leave the explanation there for now, but yeah, I will tell you guys about it in due course, hopefully. But yeah, yesterday I was just working, and I've been working on this sponsored video that's going to be going up. It's really great. I'm working with a small creator, a small illustrator who has a Cottagecore Colouring book, which, I mean, if you watch these vlogs, you know that is up my street. So I think I'm going to do a whole Cottagecore video, which will be so much fun. I have a dress to wear, I have makeup I want to put on. It's going to be so good, so good. When it comes to reading, I've been reading 100 Years of Solitude. It's really beautiful, and it's like one of those family sagas that sort of just like, it just follows these weird and wonderful things that are happening to these people across like a period of time, which is really interesting. Like something that's not, I mean, I love something that's not super plot driven. And like, if you've watched my videos in the past, you know that. Like, I'm not a super crazy plot driven person. Like, if you can get into these people and their relationships and the family dramas, I suppose, that's great for me. So I'm already like a quarter of the way through, and I really love his writing. It's beautiful. So luckily he's got a big old backlist that I can try. These cats are still sussing each other out. They're not quite sure. And then I've been reading Legendborn, which is also freaking great. It's a big old chunky audiobook, but the way that it brings out the lore and the storytelling, like, I think from vlogging like this, I've noticed that the thing that I really value in a book is showing, not telling. And this book is doing all of that. Like, there's just the right amount of people who are in the secret magic society coming and telling Bree things that she needs to know, and then Bree experiencing stuff which teaches her what she needs to know. Which I think is it's so perfectly done, and the magic system is amazing. It's like, everything's so dramatic right now. There's like, there's so many things that we are going to be finding out, and I'm so glad this is a series, because this is going to be great. I'm so excited to like really delve into this world, you know. And Bree as a character is she's really bold, and she doesn't give a flying fuck what other people want her to do, you know. She makes sure to take on, like, if people are like, okay, don't do this, you mustn't do that, she's like, I thank you, I do what I want. Which I really, really appreciate. So yeah, like, I can't really tell you too much about it without spoiling it, except I highly recommend reading it, and I'm only like a few hours in, so we'll see how the rest of that goes. I'm going to be filming some of that sponsored video today, which is really great, because it means I get to colour and get paid for it. Perfect. Like, this is all I want for my life. They're ganging up on me. Oh. They're both meowing at me because they want some of my doll. Guys, it's vegetables. And then Mr. Hopeful. Ignore the messy table. Naughty. Good morning. It is, what's today? Wednesday. And I pulled a little bit of a dumb move. So I know how to jump a car. Jumping cars are easy, but then you have to drive your car around, right? Once you're done jumping. Well, I turned it off too early on a street that was just down here, because this might be really dorky, but I still play the Harry Potter version of Pokemon Go. Yes. I don't pay any money to it, because I don't pay any money into She Who Shall Not Be Named's pocket. Oh, all these cars are looking at me like I'm crazy. South Africans are not used to vlogging. Anyway, so I was stopping off at a Harry Potter greenhouse, and I turned it off instead of idling. So now I'm around the back of my area. And I'm just walking back to go get my brother's car again, to jump the car again. And I was actually pausing because, like, besides the greenhouse, I wanted to mention something about Legendborn. Like, I'm really loving it. I love magical realism because when I was a child, to make school feel better and to make sort of to like help me understand why I felt different to everybody else. Me not realizing I'm not neurotypical and gay, but I used to picture these things all the time. So, like, I used to pretend like there was magic going on, like that nobody else around me knew about, you know. And this has a magical society in a school, which is like freaking amazing. But the one thing is that it's used that sort of plot device where it's like, oh, you're threatened with having to go to therapy. And can we stop doing that? Because going to therapy is really, really good. And I mean, Bree's lost her mom, so like, she really needs to go to therapy. So I would just like if books stopped doing that and movies stopped doing that, because going to therapy is like a privilege, not a threat. Okay, I'm going to sort out my car drama. Goodness, so we sorted out the car, me and my brother's girlfriend, and what is it like? It's like a well-intentioned thing, but like, I know how to jump a car. I am a 31-year-old woman. Jessica knows how to jump a car. She is an adult, you know, like... But there's this guy on the side, he's like, do you need help? We've literally just jumped the car by ourselves. It's like not a problem. But he could not, like, he had to come and take the jumper cables off my battery for me, because apparently 2 women can't jump a car together. Hi there. It is, what's today? It's Thursday. I haven't done that much actual reading things. That's why I've started labeling these vlogs weekly vlogs as well as reading vlogs, because like some weeks, like I'm reading a literary fiction in 100 Years of Solitude and a 18-hour audiobook when it comes to Legendborn. So it's not as if I'm going to be finishing loads of books. And also I noticed in watching a lot of other people's vlogs is that they read, not everybody obviously, but they read like multiple physical books or multiple audiobooks at the same time, and I'm just, that's not how I roll. I like to have one physical and one audio. Like that's how I roll. You just said that, Amy. I updated you on Legendborn yesterday. There's not really any way that I can properly update you on 100 Years of Solitude, because it's about the people and their interconnectedness and like the complexity of this family. I mean, there are so many children and children's children, and this one guy had 17 children called Aureliano who died. 17 Aurelianos. What the fuck? So yeah, it's been quite, it's been a very interesting read. Like I really like it. There's this one part that's almost fantastical in its nature. It's about like the mother realizing that her child is in danger, or that her child is realizing that her child is in danger, where the blood trickles down from him and it goes down the street, and it says like the right angles that it turns, and then goes up the stairs and into the mother's house, and she knows, and then she follows the blood all the way to his house to find out what happened to him. So obviously that's more of like a metaphor of like the mother's instinct, like knowing there's something wrong with your child because there's that bond there, which is super interesting. Like it's so beautifully written, but there's not really much I can tell you to do with plot. It actually reminds me of a book that I read called Hungry Hill by Daphne du Maurier. It's one of Daphne du Maurier's that I haven't heard anybody speaking about. Like there's a lot of like booktube darlings when it comes to Daphne du Maurier, but this one is Hungry Hill. I got because a lot of my family are from Ireland, and Hungry Hill is a hill in Ireland that I haven't climbed it, but my parents did when they first got married. They climbed Hungry Hill, and my dad has got a lot of like nostalgia to do with that, so I bought that book because it was called that. And there was also like a multi-generational family saga where there wasn't crazy amounts of plot, but it was just all about their interwoven relationships. I really like that. So today I'm shooting some Schmurny Schmans content and scheduling that. I love the fact that you can schedule stuff like Instagram posts, tweets, OnlyFans posts, you know, all over the place, which means that I don't have to always be remembering stuff, like posting stuff at the right time. It's already like going to go up all by itself. Very convenient. And then tomorrow I want to vlog. Me and my friends are going for coffee, obviously in a safe manner. Things are like a lot better here. Our vaccine rollout, it's getting there. But yeah, everybody's been safe. So we're going for coffee. It's like two of my friends that I have from when I did architecture, because in a past life I was an architect, or an architectural technologist, because I know my master's. But yeah, I'm going to go for coffee with them. One of them is actually like a YouTuber, Instagrammer, TikTok fashion man. His name's Michael Costas. Isn't he elegant? Isn't he fantastic? So he's coming and we're going to have coffee and stuff. So, I mean, if he doesn't want to be vlogged, that would be quite weird, because he has filmed me before. So I will, yeah, introduce you to those friends. I interrupted myself by saying the rest of today I also need to shoot my sponsored content for their colouring in book, which means that I need to do some more colouring. So I'm colouring for work. Yes, goals. I might do like a cute like cottagecore look and makeup and stuff. I'm not sure whether I'm doing that today or tomorrow, but I need to do it after my psychologist appointment, because one, I don't think I'll cry in this session, but if I do cry, I don't want it to ruin the makeup. And two, my psychologist might look at me like I'm nuts. Like going with a lavender eye, you know, and some blush. Geez, I don't have to do the fake freckles because I've already got them. But yeah, that's going to be my day. So I might catch you up later, but we'll see how we go. He's so cute. Where'd you go, Rumtum? Right, I am finally running early for my therapy appointment. I swear, I'm on time for everything except my therapist. The person that you should be on time for fuck's sakes. But I've been listening to Legendborn. Oh, there's my therapist. I've been listening to Legendborn, and I wanted to come in and quickly say here before I go into my therapy appointment that I really love how it addresses race. It really, like, yes, it's a fantasy setting, but it also is a realism setting, and the secret society that she is sort of infiltrating at this moment is very white. Like, I mean, she's the only person of color in there, and people have already like mistaken her for the help, and she's sort of getting a guidance from another person of color in the magic of this world. It's very, I have to be very vague, otherwise I'm going to spoil things. But yeah, I love that they bring the discussion of race into this fantasy setting, not pretending like it's not an issue that exists, just because this is a fantasy, you know, because like this would happen in any kind of setting, unfortunately. Just think it's just the nature of people. But yeah, I just want to pop in that quickly. Now I'm going to be therapized for this lighting, but I just found out that our Lord Harry Styles, our Lord and Savior Harry Styles, is going to be in a movie playing a queer policeman. All my dreams are coming true. I also landed a writing gig today, like a consistent writing gig on a website that I will be credited for, and my little bio and little picture and everything will be on their website. Like my first proper like credited writing gig, like that's gonna be like consistent. The dream. What a good day. Been on here to let you know why I look like this in my clip with my friends, but I am in the middle of shooting a sponsored video, which when you're watching this should be going out on Wednesday, so stay tuned. Okay, I'm here with my friends. I'm like, yeah, I promise you I have friends. Hi. This is the banana man I showed you earlier, and this is Joey. Okay. Hi, it's Saturday. Old school audio. So I just been cleaning, and Julia Michaels' new album came out, not in chronological order, and it's named that because the storytelling is not in chronological order. And like 2 years ago, in 2019, I was in a very toxic relationship, and her songs were my most listened to of the year on Spotify. And then last year it was Halsey, because I got diagnosed with bipolar, and Manic came out, and it's about bipolar. You know, it was speaking to my brain. But now I'm hearing Julia Michaels from a different mindset, and I'm like the relationships she sings about are quite toxic. But even when she's trying to paint them in a positive light, and it's so interesting when you're not in a toxic headspace, looking back on the stuff that you used to find most relatable, and it's like, oh shit, okay, I made some progress. Yeah, like I have boundaries and shit now. And I'm just like, woman, that's toxic. Don't do that. And I would never have identified like that before. I would have been like, oh, it's so romantic. But anyway, I'm just going to color for the rest of the day and do some filming for my sponsored video. I'll actually leave the coloring book link down below. It's really cute. Like, I really like it, but you'll see it in Wednesday's video. So if you enjoyed this, please give me a like and hit my subscribe and tickle the little bell to get notifications every time I upload, and I'll take you next time.